One Life to Live.
You know, the only reason I'm alive is because of you and Mary. We're connected. You know, we belong together.
And On the Edge of Night.
But why don't you pop the question?
I will propose to Valerie.
We could both be best man at each other's wedding.
That's right, we could, couldn't we?
One Life to Live, The Edge of Night. Weekdays.
Ernie's back at Eyewitness News.
You know, when they asked me to come back to Eyewitness News, I started thinking about all the things that we had been through together. And I also thought about all the things that we meant to one another.
We'll talk with Warney, anchoring.
As corny as it may sound, I feel like this is family. And I really feel like I'm coming home.
Ernie Anastas is back on the 5 o'clock Eyewitness News.
The People's Court today at 4:30.
No, I'm still here, still at the house. And I invited Valerie over for lunch.
I'm anxious to know if you've heard anything.
No, nothing yet.
Ian and Raven should be at the Octavian Club opening that box just about now.
Then something should be settled just about now. Oh, Mike, if that book is really there.
It would be the solution to a lot of problems.
I'm just too excited to think.
Why did you invite Valerie over?
Well, I just thought that maybe there might be some news by the time she got here. And...
But even if there is...
Oh, honey, I know. I'm not going to say anything. I know, but at least it'll make me feel very good knowing that it's all over and we can put an end to all of these games.
I just never thought that the document would be on microfilm.
Well, open it up.
Of course, it makes sense. No.
What is that?
I'm faintest idea.
Doesn't look like microfilm to me.
Some sort of container.
What in the hell is that?
It's a joke, Raven. It's one of these hilarious objects that you buy in novelty stores. The person who sent this must have intercepted the key that Constantine sent me.
Oh, Ian.
Oh, Raven, I told you not to expect too much. I just didn't believe it would be this simple.
But I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be.
I didn't realize you were so caught up in my work.
Well, I knew you wanted it. And I knew it meant everything to you. So it meant everything to me.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Oxidol. Oxidol bleaches as it washes. For white so white they'll actually compare to new. And by Ivory. For a pure, natural kind of clean. Lather up with Ivory.
My wife Patty's happiest when she's outdoors. In fact, she's kind of a nature nut. There must be something to it. Just look at that face. If Patty's not an Ivory girl, I don't know who is.
Maybe David's biased, but he does know me pretty well. I live healthy, I eat healthy, and I do wash every day with Ivory. Look, I'm like most women. I've tried soaps with heavy perfumes and deodorants, but they left me feeling like there was something I didn't want on my face. That's why I trust Ivory, because it leaves my skin feeling clean and fresh, like the outdoors. David's father used to make him take Ivory down the river because it floats. But I use Ivory because it makes my skin look good.
Healthy-looking skin. Ivory can help you have it, too. If you know a healthy-looking Ivory girl like Patty, write and tell us.
If you wash this dirty shirt once, would it look as white as this new shirt?
I don't believe it would.
It looks like something that was used as a rag. It looks like a shirt that was abused.
The Hudsons washed that dirty shirt in Oxidol with bleaching crystals. Now, can they pick out the Oxidol shirt from new shirts, rinsed once but never worn?
They all look pretty good, if you ask me.
Yeah, they all look super. I can't tell them apart now. What about you?
I can't either.
I think it's done a marvelous job of cleaning. It's right here. This is your shirt.
It's white. It's
white.
very white.
And I think I'll buy Oxidol.
Try Oxidol with bleaching crystals for a white that compares to new.
I would definitely buy Oxidol.
The Whitney Machine Tool Company. Sold to Sanderson Machine for $4.5 million. Damn. Company's worth $8 million at the very least. Well, you got a nice bargain there, Sanderson. Oh, now what about that paper mill? Oh, well, that's a little better, $2 million. And that makes about, let's see, 16 million in cash. I'll be the richest man in that federal penitentiary. Yeah?
Hi, Miss Whitney. Can I have a minute of your time?
Yeah, make it quick, Gunther.
Yeah. Well, I don't know exactly how to say this, but, well, I heard a rumor that
I don't want to hear about rumors, Gunther. Rumors are always false or incomplete or both.
Well, sure. I mean, that's the way I feel, too. But, you know, I just wanted to get things straight, if you don't mind.
Get to the point, Gunther.
Well, what I heard is that, well, that you had decided to sell out. I mean, you know, sell what you own. Go out of business, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, what if I have?
Then it's true?
I've decided to get out of business, Gunther. I'm sick and tired of the burdens of business. I'm just going to sell everything, turn it into cash, and take it easy. Does that answer your question?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess it does.
Good. Is that all?
No. Well, I guess I don't understand it all, Mr. Whitney.
It's very simple, Gunther. I'm going to become a member of the idle rich.
Well, that's fine. Then you'll still be needing me. I mean, the more idle you are, the more you need a chauffeur, right?
Oh, I see you're worried about your job, whether you're going to be employed or not?
Well, it crossed my mind.
Yeah. You what? Never mind. Yeah, Gunther, I will need a chauffeur. Don't you worry about it. I'll need a chauffeur just as long as I stay out of jail.
Huh?
Just a joke, Gunther, just a joke.
Oh, yeah, sure, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks a lot, and I just want you to know how much I enjoy working for you, and I'm very happy that everything's okay.
Oh, yeah, things couldn't be better.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Will you be needing a car this morning?
No, not this morning, but I'm going out for dinner, so I'll need it then.
Yes, sir. You just name the time, and I'll be ready.
Yep.
Oh, can I ask you one more question?
Yes, Gunther.
Well, if you're going to be going out of business, that means you won't be needing a business manager.
That's right. I won't be needing a business manager.
Well, how about that? Well, I'll be missing old Spencer. Well, thanks a lot again.
Now, Raven, listen to me. I know this is a disappointment, but it hasn't come as a total surprise to me.
So are you telling me that you didn't expect the patent to be there?
Constantine sent that key to me over a year ago. If it was intercepted, the person would have had easy access to that locker, just like I did.
But they would have needed the code name.
Not the sort of business rivals I have. They would have managed it quite easily. They obviously did.
So what are we going to do now?
I'm just going to continue my search. In a way, I feel this brings me closer to what I'm after.
Oh, Ian, you are such an optimist.
No, I'm a realist, Raven. There are only a few people in this world who have access to that locker. In a way, I feel that the field is being narrowed down.
Who are these people? Do you know who they are? What are their names?
I know who they are. One of them, in particular.
Well, then tell me. Tell me who they are and tell me what the stupid patent is. Come on, Ian. Do I have to wait until our wedding night?
Wedding? Raven, I haven't made up my mind about that yet.
You're kidding. After everything that's happened? After everything I've done for you? Look, Ian, I mean, I don't expect you to marry me out of gratitude, but I thought that by now you would at least know how I felt about you.
Yes, I'm beginning to realize that, believe me.
Well, I risked my life for you. I wouldn't have done that unless I'd left you.
No, I'm sure you wouldn't. You value your lovely skin too much.
You're damn right. Yeah. What do I have to do to convince you? I traveled thousands of miles. I killed somebody. Don't you know? I would do anything for you. Doesn't that prove it?
Raven, I need proof of another kind. It's something just as important as your reassurances. I'm talking about Skylar.
What do you want from him? What do you want him to do?
I know exactly what I want him to do.
Once a year, Marty and I go camping. Marty does the fishing, I do the cooking. And I don't forget my Nabisco Triscuits. Ever tried a Triscuit pizza? Just grated cheese, tomato sauce, and any topping, all heated up. Triscuit wafers are like a whole snack menu in one box. Mmm. Oh, hi, honey. Did you catch our dinner? Mm-hmm. Like I say, don't forget your Triscuit.
We've got snacks for one, snacks for all.
If you really want a perm, get a Tony. Real curl, real bounce, real swing, bop, bop. If you really want a perm, get a Tony. Real curl, real bounce, real swing, bop, bop.
If you want it to last,
Tony,
get a real perm.
Tony.
The soft and lasting perm.
If you really want a perm, get a Tony. Real curl, real bounce, real swing, bop,
See how good you can look?
If you really want a perm, get a Tony.
Would you ask him to come in, please?
Thank you for seeing me, Mike. I gotta talk to you about this insane situation.
I just want you to know that I've already discussed it with Derek at great length.
Oh, I hope he didn't poison your mind about this, man, as being so pig-headed, refusing to admit any new idea about it.
Miles, I agree with Derek.
You can't agree with him. I know you better than that, Mike. You don't have a closed mind. He does.
You don't really believe that. Derek would bend over backwards to accept new information about Nicole that would save her. But what you're offering isn't information, it's pure...
But you haven't even heard my side of the story. What you got from Derek is distorted. I know it is. Look, Nicole has managed to pull the wool over your eyes 2 times now. Both times for the same reason, to save her poor, dumb husband.
We're not judging this from a personal point of view, Miles. We're looking at the facts.
What are you talking about? You've seen the facts differently on several different occasions, haven't you? I mean, you accepted Nicole's first version of the story, that she found me drunk and unconscious on the street corner, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
All right, and then you were willing to believe a second version of that story, where she didn't find me on the street corner, she found me in the studio.
Yes, we accepted the alteration of her story. And we do agree with you on one point. That Nicole didn't tell us the truth in order to protect you.
Because she's trying to save me from a murder charge. Mike, that's what I'm trying to tell you. She knows very well I had to have killed Nora. For God's sake, she found me with the body. The studio was locked. She put 2 and 2 together. Why can't you guys?
She denies ever telling you such a thing.
Of course she does now. She sees Derek is skeptical about the whole thing, so she changes her whole story back again. She thinks she can get through a trial, come out of it better than I can, because she's a woman. I'm a doctor.
What's that got to do with it?
She saw how badly I suffered when I lost my license temporarily that time. She thinks I might lose it for good if I'm indicted for Nora's murder.
Not an unlikely possibility, Miles.
All right, but you see, she's made it a choice. Seems to me that truth is our only choice now, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and that's why I have to agree with Derek. Truth is composed of facts, and the facts all support Nicole's story, not yours. Let's face it, you came up with this confession of yours almost 2 weeks after the murder.
Because of my memory, my whiskey-soaked memory.
And you have no witnesses to corroborate your story except Nicole herself, and she says it didn't happen that way.
This is nuts! I'm coming in here, I'm confessing to a murder. I cannot get anybody to take me seriously.
Even you are a poor witness against yourself. You don't actually remember committing the murder.
Neither does Nicole.
She remembers picking up the cable that became the murder weapon.
She made all of that up, Mike.
And aren't you making it up in a desperate attempt to save your wife? Miles, what you're doing is... Now, look, we understand what you're doing, and we admire you for it. I wish to God neither of you had been involved. But speaking strictly as a prosecuting attorney, I've examined both testimonies, and Nicole's is the stronger. She simply has more proof.
Okay. You need proof, that's what you get.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll get the proof myself. Since the police won't help me with it, I'll investigate my own crime. Seems to be the only way I can save my wife.
Raven.
I've got to talk to you.
Raven, Valerie and I are just finishing lunch. Why don't you come on in and have something?
I tried to call you at the office, and they said you'd come here. I can come back later. It's personal.
Well, you don't need to do that.
I think I should be going anyway.
Well, you haven't even finished coffee or anything.
I drink it all day long, and I have a ton of work to do. I don't mean to throw you out or anything.
Well, you're not, believe me.
Well, Raven, how's your fiancé?
Well, if you're talking about Ian, he's fine. What about Skylar? Have you seen him lately?
Yes, just yesterday. He's fine, too, thanks. Well, Nancy,
Thanks for lunch.
it's always good to talk to you.
All right, darling, anytime.
Goodbye, Raven.
Bye. Why is it nothing ever works out for me?
Things didn't go very well today.
No, they didn't. There was nothing in the box, nothing but a toy that laughed.
A toy?
It was some sort of insult. Somebody else has the phone book.
Do you know who this somebody is?
No, Ian thinks he knows who it is, but he won't tell me. He said he won't tell me until we get married, and the big problem is he doesn't even know if he wants to marry me anymore. What? Oh, God, have you ever seen such a mess?
Ian, I really am very happy you decided to come by today. I haven't been able to stop thinking about what happened in New York. Please.
I've thought about what happened in New York quite a lot myself.
Yeah, that really was hell of a day for me. Who would have thought that two old friends could have become enemies in just a matter of a few moments?
I think the process took a little longer than that, Sky. My best friend in a robe. My fiancée hiding in a bathroom in a hotel 1,000 miles from home. You can't blame me for making certain suppositions.
No, I can't, and I don't. But the important thing is you mustn't blame Raven for it.
Oh, no, I don't. She was just an innocent bystander. She just happened to be passing through your bedroom.
What happened was not her fault.
Don't try and defend her, Sky. It isn't necessary.
Ian, you have to understand that what happened
I do understand. What I'm trying to tell you is that I've forgiven her.
You have?
Yes. I'm not saying that I approve of what she did. I don't. But I've decided to forgive and forget. She's shown herself to be truly repentant. She proved that by saving my life.
You certain?
I don't really have time to go into details now. Maybe another time.
Well, then I really am happy you decided to come by today, Ian, that you feel that way, because I was beginning to feel very guilty about everything that had happened.
That's because you were guilty, Skylar.
That's right. See, the only reason I tricked Raven into coming to that hotel room was to make sure that I had gotten her out of my system.
And how do you feel now?
Convinced. Convinced that whatever feelings I had had for Raven are at an end.
Oh, really?
That's right. Our romance, if you can call it that, is finished.
You know, I'm trying hard to believe you, but it's difficult, Sky. I realize that what went on before is part of the past. It's beyond my control. But what concerns me now is the future. And that's what I've come to talk to you about.
Where'd it go? Mike, the phone book wasn't in the box. There was just a toy.
A toy? What are you talking about?
Honey, a toy that makes a laughing sound when you turn it upside down. Somebody with a perverse sense of humor got there first.
Then that same person must also have the phone book. Considering it was months ago, that book is probably in enemy hands by now.
Raven doesn't seem to think so because Ian doesn't. He seems to have a pretty good idea of who it was who got there first.
Well, that's a step in the right direction, at least. Maybe the whole thing isn't lost yet.
Yeah, if Raven can convince Ian to forgive her enough to ask her to marry him.
What did she say about that?
Oh, she seems to think it hinges on Ian's decision about Sky.
So you arranged this rendezvous when you knew that Raven and I were due to be married in just 2 days?
Well, I had to do something drastic, Ian. That's when I thought of sending that phony cablegram about her stepfather.
And you knew that Ansel Scott was alive and well?
Well, I didn't know that you'd find that out. All right, it was a dirty trick. But I had to know my own mind.
I need to know that too, Skylar.
What?
I need to know what you intend to do with your life. That's why I'm here.
Is that really so important to you?
Yes, it is. Because I still think you have some degree of power over Raven. And I want to make sure that you never exercise that power again.
Oh, Ian, what do I have to do to convince you?
For weeks, you have been going on and on about your deep, abiding love for Valerie Bryson. And yet you arranged to have my fiancée in a hotel room in New York.
Ian, I haven't lied to you about the way I feel for Valerie. That's why I needed to see Raven again, to gauge my feelings for her. And when I did see Raven and I knew that there was nothing going on between us, that's when I realized how much I love Valerie.
Then why don't you do something about it? You should make sure she doesn't slip through your fingers like Raven did.
You mean, propose marriage to her?
It's quite effective, you know.
Well, I don't really know if I'm ready for marriage right now.
Yes, I understand. I'm not sure whether I am either. After one bad experience. I understand, Sky. You see, I think marriage is too great a step to take when you're not absolutely sure of that person.
Well, of course, I mean, it is something that I've thought of any number of times.
But why don't you pop the question? It's a good idea. We could have a double wedding. Well, I'm sure Valerie will need a little more time to make the preparations. But it's a marvelous idea. We could both be best man at each other's wedding.
That's right, we could, couldn't we? All right. I will propose to Valerie. I'll propose to her tonight.
It's 2 hours of brand new laughs Tuesday. First, Joni's leaving Chachi.
What? I'll be your best friend.
Happy days turn to lonely nights.
Joni?
Then on Laverne and Shirley. Carmine started a national dance craze.
Do the Carmine.
And Jack catches Janet robbing the cradle.
We're talking peach fuzz, puberty, and zits here.
Three's Company. Then Violet's quit working 9 to 5.
Start spreading the news.
Tonight.
Child support. Some don't pay. Many get away. Watch 2020 Thursday.
Great eating's in the making, and the secret's inside the Raft Blackhawk Smokehouse. Raft Blackhawk bacon, good and lean. It's hard to beat the smell of real hickory, and even harder to beat the taste.
Fantastic. It can't clean any better, any easier.
It's so easy. It's so easy.
For most jobs, you can't clean any better, any easier. It's so easy. It's just fantastic. It's so easy.
Ah, the magic of raisins.
You can turn a peanut butter sandwich into something extra sweet and chewy. You can make an ice cream sundae lots more lovable and gooey. You can make an appetizer out of creamy cheese and raisins spread upon a stalk of celery.
Raisins give a tangy taste to almost anything you make, so let some raisins add a touch of magic to your life.
You can make a yogurt really better or a toasted cheese with cheddar. You can make a barbecue or even Irish stew or French ragout, a picnic, have a rack of lamb, whatever turns you on, 'cause raisins add a touch of magic to your life.
The Stridex get to dirt. The proof is on the pad. The Stridex get to oil. The proof is on the pad. The Stridex get to pimples. The proof is on the pad. The Stridex clean your skin. The proof is on the pad.
Stridex pads deep clean the pores to get rid of oil and dirt. See the proof? They're different from ordinary skin cleansers because they contain medicine to help prevent pimples.
The Stridex keep you clean and clearer looking skin. The proof is on the pad.
How does she do it? Her hair always looks its best.
The difference is mink.
How does she do it? Her hair looks so silky, so different from the rest.
The difference is mink.
Mink Difference hairspray really holds your hair in style. Enriched with precious mink oil, it holds hair beautifully and gives it the silky feeling of mink.
How could you give your hair anything less?
Mink Difference hairspray.